Gate 14 podcast, and folks, we did it. We made the playoffs. The entire time we were talking about tanking for a third wild card, this and that, and they were listening. The Gate 14 bump, the Gate 14 difference. Avery, how are you doing, buddy? I mean, our impressions on social media on that Saturday night, last night, was fucking crazy. Absolutely insane.
It hit like crack last night. It always does.
Yeah.
It's a big night for the boys, but I'm banged up. I feel horrible today. Worst day of travel. But I'm very excited for Tuesday.
Oh, me too. That stream is gonna rock, man. It's just like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just the difference in like the temperature, the weather, or like they're playing in Minnesota. It's just, I'm fired up for it. How was your weekend though, Wave?
It was good. So I went to go see Blake and his now wife Morgan get married, and I hadn't seen my buddies in 5 years since I left school there.
Yeah.
So it was the best weekend of all time. Played some golf, did a lot of drinks last night. We had the wedding go on. We went out to the bar after the wedding too, which I should have shut that down. That was
why.
I shouldn't have shut that down. I had a great time. Everyone else was like, I don't really know. I wanted to go out. And then we had someone drive us to the field that we used to play at like 2 a.m, and we were just fucking around at the field for like an hour or two. We're just reminiscing on, it wasn't actually even the good old days. We were just like, as soon as I got back to the field, I hate this place. I did not have a lot of fun here at all. So awesome to see the guys. Congrats to Blake and Morgan. The Midwest, it is so cheap there, man.
It rocks.
It is crazy.
It absolutely rocks. I have a fuck story that I got to go into because I know the people that are involved in the story are listening. So listen to this, Avery. This might be the most fuck story I've ever had on this podcast. So Friday night, me, Alto, and all the guys, we go to Dog and Bear, right? Pretty late, albeit after the Jays game, and then we popped the bottle. We saw Swanee and stuff like that. So me and Alto are like, fuck it. The night's still young. It's 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. The night's still young. So we were like, let's walk to Isabel's. So we walk to Isabel's. We get bar food before the bar. So me and Alto had a slice of pizza. Then we went to Isabel's. And this story is fucking insane. So the people that I'm with, I will say this in a 100% respectful way. These girls that we are with, they're my friends. They are so incredibly out of my league. I feel so bad for them because every guy at that bar was hitting on them. So that's a little background on the story. Shout out Liv, Natalie, Emma, all those people. And Mike. So listen,
Mike was
I'm
there?
sitting at the bar. Like we're sitting beside, and we're kind of standing at the bar. And Liv, who looks like, by the way, she looks like Dua Lipa, I think. She looks like Dua Lipa. She's right there. And I'm looking at her, obviously, and there's this guy that comes up behind her and just randomly out of nowhere kisses her on the neck.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So Johnny Junta tried to play hero ball because I'm a class act. And I just pushed the guy. Like, I'm like, get the fuck away from her. Like, what are you doing, dude? This guy has a freak out on me. Like, he gets in my face. He starts pushing me. He's like, fucking apologize for touching me. I was like, me apologize to fucking you? You want me to apologize to you? And anyways, he starts like lining up to go fight me.
So wait, did they know each other at all? Like,
no, they had she had no idea who that guy was.
Okay.
So the guy goes to fight me, and a Gate 14 listener comes out of fucking nowhere and comes in between us and pushes the guy back. The guy who was in the fight goes to headbutt me, misses the headbutt, swings at the Gate 14 listener, misses on the Gate 14 listener. And this is the fuck part. The Gate 14 listener, if you're listening to this, you're a fucking hero, but I feel so bad for you for this. The Gate 14 listener goes to hit him and hits Bree, who's one of our friends, hits her in the arm, and then Bree hits the Gate 14 listener that's standing up for us. And he's like, I'm helping you. And then Bree's like, fuck, you hit me, so I hit you. It was just, I couldn't believe what I was watching. And like, there was
how did this not get out in that group chat that we're in?
I honestly don't, Avery. This is like, you know, one of those moments you have where it's just like everything happens so fast, you have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, it's like a blackout.
Yeah, like I was so mad where I I wanted to. I'm not really like a mad guy. I don't get mad, but like I wanted to kill someone. Like this guy, when I saw him kiss Liv, I was like, first of all, who the fuck like just randomly walks up to a girl and just starts kissing her in the neck and has no idea who she is?
Wait, he kissed her on the neck?
Yes.
What the fuck? I almost think that's weirder.
That's what I'm saying. So I saw that and I immediately grabbed him and I pushed him away. Johnny June's a good guy. Shout out to me for that. And then he starts getting mad at me for being a fucking piece of shit. Like he was like yelling at me. And I was like, what are you doing, dude? Like, I couldn't believe this. And then he just left. Like the fight almost broke out. It kind of did break out. I was just standing there in awe. Like, where did this Gate 14 listener come from? It's out of nowhere.
Do you even know this guy's name?
No, I have no idea who this guy is. He just came, like literally came out of nowhere. So anyway, shout out to you for that. And then we just left. Like I have no idea what happened after that. We just left. It was crazy. Something about me being a good guy always gets me the fucking hit in the face or assaulted every fucking time. Just absolutely insane shit. But yeah, dude, I was walking out with like the girls and stuff like that, like Liv, and I was talking to Liv. I was like, did you know that guy? Like, am I in the wrong for like pushing him? Like maybe like that's a guy you're talking to. She's like, I have no idea who the fuck that is. So I was just the most.
Oh, that is so weird, man.
Like, yeah, but like I said, these obviously like they said they get approached a lot, which makes sense. I mean, I just said they're out of my league, whatever. But it just what I'm saying is this: it's like the fact that that's like a normal thing for them is crazy. It's insane. But yeah, that was my Friday. Me and Alto went to bed 4 a.m. that night because the bar was open till 4, which is crazy, by the way. I can't even
Which
believe
one?
That. Isabel's.
Wow.
And there was a lot of like the bartender behind the bar was a Gate 14 listener. He's like, Johnny, and he started pouring us shots. It was sick. But
what was Saturday? That video was awesome, you and Alto.
Oh, the Saturday one?
Yeah.
Is this a little True Circle? That video was recorded on Friday.
Was it?
Yeah. Because I thought they would clinch when we were at the bar. So it was recorded Friday. But it still plays no matter what. Yep. I'm just happy they didn't win Saturday because then that video couldn't be posted right after the game because it wasn't dark outside.
And I wish they didn't make it and we had the lost tapes of Johnny celebrating a playoff appearance and they didn't.
Yeah, that could have bit us in the ass really bad. But Alto was getting a lot of strays on that video too. Everyone's like, "What the fuck is all like?" What like a lot of like the girls that we know with Alto and stuff like that were like DMing me saying like, "What's Alto doing?" I'm like, "He's just a prop. He's just a prop in the video." But
I did the 4 cigarettes ceremony picture. Like my throat today hurts so bad. It is really incredible. Yeah. Don't smoke cigarettes. They're bad for you.
They are terrible for you, but it looks so fucking cool. It really does. I had 2 and the smoke kept going in my eye. And I was like, how does Avery have 4 in his fucking mouth?
That one. It was tough. I had to use some extra hands to make that happen, but we got there.
Yeah. It was just an all-time content day, man. They did it. They fucking did. We asked for one more week. Just give me one more week.
Yeah.
And they fucking did it. They fucking did it, Avery. But
we got our wish, man. Tank for 3rd wild card.
Which is, I hope it doesn't blow up in our face, obviously.
Blowing up in our face. Like, what's the worst thing that happened? They lose 2 games. That would just happen no matter where they would go, potentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So, on paper, it's the easier route.
Oh, obvious. I mean, going through the AL Central and the AL West instead of going through the East. Yeah, that's a way easier route. So I'm happy they did it, man. I'm looking forward to it. Listen, like the Jays hit Pablo Lopez pretty well when they faced him a couple months ago when Blue Jays Dad and Family was there. By the way, speaking of Blue Jays Dad and Family.
Oh, this is awesome.
We got to talk about, so for the listeners that don't know, that aren't on Twitter, Blue Jays Dad, I still can't even believe I'm saying this. He did a GoFundMe so his listeners can give him a tip jar so he could sit closer to the field during the playoffs so he could get on TV and show the support for the Blue Jays fans. Where are you at with this, Avery? Because like I said, in my mind, I just always think he's a troll, right? So my mindset is like, okay, this is just a bit that he's doing. I don't think it's a bit anymore. Like this is a genuine thing that he's doing here.
Yeah, when I saw that, first of all, I had a good laugh. I thought it was maybe fake because I only saw the deleted tweet. of him asking for money. Like honestly, we're kind of in the same business, but we do stuff every day for people to listen to for free.
No, don't you ever say we are in the same fucking business as him. He tweets. We podcast and stream every fucking day. What are you talking about? We're in the same.
We're the same, man. You and Blue Jays Dad are one of the same.
He wanted to get paid. He was pretty much saying he wanted to get tips for just his contributions to Blue Jays Twitter. That's his exact words. What do you mean he's the same as us? Are you out of your fucking mind? I'm tweeting that. That is crazy. That is fucking insane.
You and Blue Jays Dad are legit the same, man. You guys are just.
He tweets and he does spaces every once in a while, and you're comparing what we do to that? Are you out of your mind?
We also tweet and you do spaces.
Yeah, we also do podcasts, man.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry you didn't like that one, but no, it was very funny. Just for him and his family, like there's fucking 10 of them too to go to these games, and
that's why you don't have sex, everyone.
That's for $1,000 too. I almost want to get him to $1,000.
Me too. I really do. I want to get there. What? Why not? Get the man to $1,000. This is my thing. Is like the tickets are like $50 each.
I know that's great, man. If I didn't go on this trip, I think the Jays are going to go on more than one. They're going to be in more than one series, so we don't have to worry about Minnesota. We get to the next one and we go to We go to Houston. Closer.
We go to Houston. I'm sure the Houston one's way cheaper, so we'll go to the Houston, and we'll worry about that. But honestly, Avery, like Minnesota, I'd rather go to Houston than visit. Like might as well risk it, and the Jays might never win a playoff game this year, and just go to Houston. Like worry about maybe potentially going to Houston instead of just this Minnesota fucking charade they're playing here. I don't care. I don't want to go to Minnesota. It's dog shit.
You don't like Minnesota?
Sucks. No, it sucks.
I don't think I've ever been out there.
What is there to do there? Watch the fucking Vikings?
Yeah, drink a lot of. It's like Midwest cheap though. It's the charm of it.
Yeah, that's a good point. It doesn't. Minnesota doesn't move me, unfortunately, man. It doesn't. Yeah. What's up, JR?
Boys, how's it going?
Good, man. Good. It's just we got playoff ball now. But yeah, Avery, I'll tell you what. That Blue Jays dad is you can't make that guy in a factory.
No,
he is just a one in a goddamn trillion. That's what he is. He really 100%. There's no other way to describe it. I'm starting to go fund me.
He's the curse breaker of the Blue Jays playoff.
I will say this: what do we do if the Jays sweep the Twins and he goes to both those games? Then we have to start having the discussion. Like, is Blue Jays dad is he that guy? Like, is he the good luck charm for this team? Because I think they won the series when he was there, and he took credit for it. Remember that?
Yep, he did take credit for it.
Just fucking insane.
I mean, he shouldn't do the GoFundMe for the series in the fucking city he lives in. It should be
yes.
Like,
he started a GoFundMe.
Oh God, JR, you're just so out of touch. You're so out of touch. You have no idea about the GoFundMe, huh? That's
like if they were in Houston, he should ask for the money to go there.
But I think
I'm gonna set up the GoFundMe.
I can agree with that, Avery. The only challenging part about that is it's bad optics either way. Asking for a tip jar for tweets, like
maybe if you're 12 years old,
he has a subscriber thing too, man. Right? So he does have multiple kids. I will start the GoFundMe to get Blue Jays dad to Houston if they sweep.
Okay, yes, that's the spin zone.
Will he see any of the money? Probably not. We'll just go back to us.
Yes,
it is a for-profit thing. It is not a non-profit. I actually don't know.
You'll just mention his name in the bio, but
it's like let's get Blue Jays dad to Houston, and they just send the money to us.
That's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna start the Blue Jays dad GoFundMe for Gate 14.
Yeah,
but just a crazy weekend, really. I mean, the Jays went 2-4 in a homestand and clinched the playoff spot. Like that is just. We called it on the podcast though, Avery. I'm pretty sure we said they were gonna clinch this by losing. Like
I have things to say about the people. I fucking hate the people on Twitter who are saying they can't celebrate getting into the playoffs because they played like shit on the last weekend and the other team lost to get them in. They played 1,000 games this year, 1,000 days together, and they can celebrate making the playoffs. So whoever thinks that, go fuck yourself. You're an idiot.
Well, and another thing I can pull up here. I mean, out of all the American League wildcard teams, the Toronto Blue Jays had the best record in the last month. So, like,
how can you get mad at a team for celebrating making the playoffs?
You know how many fucking fan bases would kill to be where we are right now in a playoff spot, even if it's a wild card. We have extra baseball, meaningful baseball in the fall to watch right now. And we have idiots complaining. I tweeted at the guy. I said, just don't watch them.
Yeah.
Don't watch. If you're gonna win, fucking cry, don't watch the game. Then enjoy fucking whatever you're doing.
You should
watch college football.
Yeah, you should be celebrating. The season's so long, man. And obviously it doesn't matter how you get into the playoffs as long as you're in there. The Blue Jays could have lost 25 straight games to get into the playoffs, and it doesn't matter. They still made the playoffs. They should celebrate, in my opinion. Exactly. Oh, and Swanee. I forgot you did that. Friday?
What?
You got that jersey from Swanee?
No, we bought it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I thought he gave it. To
No, he didn't give it to us. I'm not. I'll never.
I thought that was game worn.
No, I'll never ask anyone for a jersey.
No, that's fine at all. But at least he signed it for you.
Yeah, no. So I told him I was getting his jersey this week. By the way, the one that he signed is like at Altos. Like that's the one we're hanging on the wall. I bought my own, like just a blue one that I didn't want him to sign. I big leagued him. I was like, nah, you don't got to sign this.
Wait, so you got two Swanee jerseys?
Yeah. So I got two Swanee jerseys. We went on the field, and Swanee and Alto are just boys. Like Swanee was like, "What's up?" Like just high five, and I'm like, "We're obviously right." We saw him at the bar in Cincy, and we've Alto's seen him like 6 times now. So, so we go on the field, and we're just mucking it up with Swanee. So like, I'm chirping him. I was like, "See, everyone on the team comes over to Spadina except you." He's like, "Yeah, John." He's like, "Those guys don't fucking have kids." I was like, "That's a fair point, Swanee." It was just, like I said, me and him always just chirp each other. Like today, I bodied him. Do you know how? In his Instagram story, him and Meza have cigars in, and Romano has a dart. I said, smoke darts like a fucking real man. He said, "You motherfucker." He's like, I bought all the cigars and darts for the team. I was like, that's another fair point, Swanee. All right. He just owns real estate. He just bodies me at all fuking times.
If Jordan Romano was a real man, he would have had 4 cigs in at one point.
Like you.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't finish all 4 cigs, right?
No, is
that like when you put 4 cigs in your mouth? Is that just for the gram? Is that what it is?
Yeah, no, I said like every time the Blue Jays like win a series in the playoffs, it's gonna go down 1 less cig. So they win the
really could have went the other way, but
yeah, I should have been the other
going
way.
4, 3, 2, 1, which is
I wanted to do it big for the first one.
Yeah, because like me and Alto were mesmerized. We were looking at the Gate 14 Twitter when we posted the video of me and him on the balcony. It had 500 likes in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane.
That video was all time. I was just waiting for like, I thought you were never going to be able to pop that thing.
Oh yeah, that was Alto's like, we should cut the pop.
You didn't hear this, Jared, because you weren't on yet. Johnny recorded that Friday night.
That's all time.
Yeah, I did record that Friday night because I was scared they would clinch and I would still be at Dog and Bear. And I would be like, what the fuck?
I mean, that's dedication. Doing a contingency film just in case.
Yeah. Always gotta keep that thing on me, bro.
It was a great video. But yeah, the engagement was unreal.
Yeah, it was sick. But yeah, I mean, other than that though, boys, let's go into the fucking series here, man. How are we feeling? This is what we wanted. We said we wanted it. And the best thing about this is now, I'm going to call it this week. Gate 14 will be number 1 on the charts.
Wow.
We're recording every day, except Monday, obviously. But I hope to God the series goes 3 games. We're recording Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for the fucking people. Get us to number 1 on the charts. Let's go into the fucking series. Blue Jays, Twins, Target Field, October. Pablo Lopez versus Kevin Gausman, game 1. Avery, you're more of the baseball guy than I am with like the lineup stuff like that. Where do you give the edge here to the Twins?
Oh,
not the ball contact, power. Like where do they have the edge compared to the Blue Jays?
Oh, well, we can just look at team leaderboards here. For sure. League batting. Here we go. I think the Jays are like the Twins have a great rotation, but the Jays have a great rotation.
Better rotation. The Jays have a better rotation, right?
Yeah, you could definitely say that as well. So team weighted on base average. Oh, the Twins are actually better than them. Wow, that's a surprise to me. Twins have 243, Jays are 256. They actually slug worse than the Jays. Oh no, that's OBP. They slug better than the Jays. I don't know. I'm surprised. The Jays team has just underperformed all season, so
we gotta have
throw those stats out the window. Throw those stats out the window.
If you were looking not at stats, Abe, would you say the Jays have a better, more talent on the field?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we can just look at the fucking record, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have a good run differential, sure, but I mean, the Jays team is better than the Twins lineup on paper, no doubt. And then I think Twins have a great pitching staff, but I think you give the edge to the Jays in all the facets. It seems like a good matchup. We wanted to play the Central team because we thought they were weaker, and here we go. We get the AL Central team.
Yeah, so
I am worried about Pablo Lopez. He's fantastic,
mm-hmm.
But he doesn't have great numbers against this current Blue Jays team.
They do see him well. And let's go into before we obviously break down the series game by game. I guess we could just we can maybe just break down. Yeah, we can do game by game.
Maybe I'll do a chart of both teams, and I'll post that tomorrow morning, like a preview of the game.
But let's go into the postseason stuff here, because this is the biggest question mark. Obviously, everyone's talking about Avery. Is it Davis Schneider on this roster, or is this Cam? Is it Cam Eden? Where are you at?
Fuck.
Because Cam Eden provides that very, very, very. I mean, I saw him today. He's fast as a motherfucker.
We've seen what that type of player does in the playoffs.
Yes, and I hate to say it because Schneider's our guy, but the Jays need a guy that is just all he's there for is running, and he knows it.
Yeah. Dalton Pompey was the Blue Jay who used to do that, and Terrence Gore. That was his name, right? Fuck. Yeah. Terrence Gore won like 7 rings in a row, pretty much just being a strictly pinch runner in the postseason. So there is a use for guys like that. Just the way they've used Davis Schneider.
He raked today, by the way. Congrats.
Of course he did. He's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
The way they've used him they haven't set him up to play in the playoffs. Even though I think you could pencil him in the lineup and he'd do great. Obviously, we know what he can do with the bat, but I think there is a use for a guy like that. So I think Cam Eden probably makes it over.
And another thing, obviously, I mean, Trevor Richards isn't going to be on this postseason roster, right?
No. What'd you feel about the Jay Jackson thing today?
He's not going to be there, right? I mean,
yeah, he's
not going to be there. So I don't.
I felt kind of bad for him.
I feel terrible for him, but that's just the business, man. That's what you kind of sign up for, right? Like,
yeah.
It sucks, but he's not going to be there. So I guess kind of just get it done before. You got to celebrate with the team after the game, obviously, still. Yeah, he's a massive part of this team. So
absolutely
sucks, but he wouldn't have been there. But I will say this, though. Trevor Richards, there is 0% chance he's pitches in the playoffs or even makes playoff roster. He has been absolutely fucking terrible, Avery. Absolutely fucking terrible since he got back from the IL.
Is it time to do the splits thing?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's see what he's been doing.
The fact that at one time he was just like fucking unreal is still crazy.
He has to be hurt still.
Like, has to be, or he's just ass. He just had like a insanity run.
Yeah.
No, dude, what he was doing every time he went out there at the start of this season.
It was ridiculous.
Was not luck.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was not luck at all. He's in the top 2% of the league in strikeout rate and top 7% of the league in expected batting average against. You don't get lucky doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, we go. If we just look strictly by ERA, which isn't great, but April 318, May 355, June 307, July 245. You get to August 643, and then you get to September 1271.
1271 ERA
1271 ERA in September in 11 innings.
Yeah, that's just not good. That's just not fucking good. So I mean, whatever. He's not going to be on the roster. The next thing that I wanted to talk about, though, Whit Merrifield is not going to be starting a playoff game, right? Like, let's name our lineup, Avery, right? Avery Jarrett, let's name our lineup.
That's
Springer
crazy.
lead off.
Let's just go around. We'll go around the field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I think we should do the order, though. I think it should
Okay.
be the order.
We could also do that too.
Springer lead off, right? Springer lead off. Brandon Belt, 2-hole playing first. Brandon Belt DH playing for
there we go.
2-hole.
I was gonna
Vladdy hitting third, playing first base. Bo Bichette, 4-hole playing short. Like the lineup they had pretty much on Friday. Where are we at here, Brett? 4.
That's why I just wanted to fucking
5-hole Calvin Biggio playing second.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
6-hole. This is the tricky one. Do you go Kirk in the 6-hole?
Who else would you put there? Like Matt Chapman.
Varsho's been really good as of late.
Because you get all righties, right?
Yeah, I almost think you go, as bad as he's been, I always think you go Chappie, Varsho, Kirk, Kiermaier to end it.
No. Chapman can't be hitting high. He's been so bad. Chapman has to be the 8-hole guy.
I think he would go. I think they'll go Varsho. Because he lines up nicely.
Varsho 6, Kirk 7, Chappie 8, Kiermaier 9. I think that's what it's going to be. Whit Merrifield's not playing.
Yeah,
like that's
fuck. I didn't even realize that. I guess
he's
the
a
full
great
starting lineup.
Great bench guy to have because
he's a great bench piece.
He is quick and he can play the infield and the outfield.
Yeah,
I think he's ready if someone has a terrible game 1. You know.
Yeah,
like a come off the bench, like come off the bench and hit for like Kirk type of thing. But the thing is, though, is like Kirk's have to play every game. You can't really pitch run for him because the backup's Tyler Heineman, right? Like Tyler Heineman playing for the Blue Jays in a playoff game is fucking crazy, absolutely crazy. But
most teams have bad backup catchers.
That is true. We were
kind of lucky just having Jano and Kirk. That's a good point. That's a really good point. But yeah, I mean, I was going to talk about the weekend series, but it quite literally means nothing, to be honest. Like they clinched on a loss. I mean, that Friday game, I will say this before we go into like more of the series breakdown for this coming up series. That Friday game rocked. Like just home runs, Margot or Diaz, whatever his name is in center field, like letting ground balls go past them.
Yeah.
I was in attendance for it. That might have been the last game I see all year at home. And fuck, was it a treat. Just an absolute treat. So, man, I hope that offense really fucking picks it up after that. Because obviously today they didn't give a fuck, and then Saturday they put up a decent amount of runs. So, but yeah, series wise though, Avery, who do you think's going to be that guy on the Twins? Is going to be like a Ryan Mountcastle-esque guy that's just like a thorn in the Jays side, like just the guy that you just can't get out.
They seem we're gonna get like an Edward Julian masterclass or something.
Yeah,
Royce Lewis hurt again. I do not follow the Minnesota Twins at all. So I have no idea. I saw like Matt Wallner or whatever was hitting fucking grand slams this weekend. Let's look at. I'll go. Yeah. I'm not that. God, fuck. Any baseball team can put together 2 good games, which is the scary thing. But I don't know. I don't know, man. What about you? Who are you?
I honestly, Max Kepler.
Okay.
Yeah, like a guy like that. I mean, I think he was second on the team in hits. No, Eduardo Julien's the obvious answer, Avery. He rakes.
So? I did not think that was obvious at all.
He's a very gritty at bat. Eduardo Julien, right?
Edward.
Like Edward. Why do I keep calling him Eduardo? But yeah, no, he's a very gritty at bat, and he's just a thorn. I mean, he pisses me off. That's how good he is. He's just lefty that mashes. So that's probably my guy that I would say.
Yeah, and you get like Jorge Polanco is gonna turn into Luis Arias and do all that. And the obvious answer actually is Jordan Luplow.
Yes, love that, Avery. Love that.
He's not gonna make the roster.
It depends how many lefties the Jays bring in, right?
Well, they're lined up to throw 0 lefties.
Yeah, that's what he said, so he doesn't know who'll be there. But listen, I am so goddamn excited. Is this pitching staff insane? Yeah, It really is. I mean, you got Pablo Lopez going game 1 and then Sonny Gray going game 2. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Who cares who's pitching? Anything could happen in the playoffs, man. Garrett Cole gets lit up in the fucking playoffs. And he's one of the best pitchers in baseball. So it's going to be an awesome series. I'm going to say this, though. I think Dalton Varsho has a legacy series. I hope this gets clipped, and maybe I'm good take. Maybe not all takes exposed. The opposite of that, hot takes exposed, or whatever the fuck it is. I think this is the Dalton Varsho legacy series, folks. I really do. He's been heating up. I mean, obviously, today I think he got 2 hits as well. He's getting hot at the right time, and this is a guy that obviously, tough year, but he could turn the entire fucking year around here, Avery. If he just has a good playoff, then no one remembers what he did this year, right?
Well, do you think people? I think he's had a disappointing year. He hasn't had a bad year at all. He's the best defender in baseball, pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly. But
I think you could make your mark and become like a little bit cult hero here if you do something big.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just he's on the precipice.
Think Matt Chapman's gonna have a good series.
Stop.
There's not
that is the last guy.
Exactly.
That I would think.
So
you
one
think
of those,
Matty Chopsticks heats up?
Well, heats up the wrong. He'll have 1 hit and it'll be a big hit. Like
someone
he'll go
past 6 has to have a legacy series for us to win.
Yes,
like
I'm looking at this Twins lineup here, Avery, and nothing is really.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like that's baseball.
It's
that's
one of those lineups that on paper you're like, holy fuck, this actually sucks. But then they just kind of rake.
And Royce Lewis has been hurt again, and
they don't even have Byron Buxton playing, man. Like they have no one in this lineup, Abe. Like I don't know.
Do you think it's going to be a low scoring series?
Oh yeah, it's going to be
the total on the Gausman Lopez game is going to be 6.5. I bet 7.
You think so?
I guess we could probably look at some of those live lines. The Jays are plus money to win, is what I saw.
Really?
Win the series.
Are you sure? They were minus 102 when I looked for.
Okay, someone tweeted plus 105. I didn't look at it.
We can't look at that though, because last year I lost.
The Jays were heavy favorites last year. People forget
I lost
that.
everything in the account. That's an issue.
Yeah, Jays are plus 100 on Sports Interaction on.
So essentially it's pick 'em.
Essentially it is, but 4% chance, 100% faith.
What are the game odds in game 1?
What?
What are the game odds?
Plus 100 for the Jays.
Oh, I thought you were saying that was the series odds.
It's plus 100 for game 1.
And the total is
there's no total up yet.
Okay.
Because the Jays haven't fully announced it's Gausman game 1 yet.
That's true.
Because the Twins announced Lopez. The Jays haven't announced Gausman.
Yeah. I mean, anyone with a brain knows it's Kevin
playing
Gausman.
Chess. Jays are playing chess.
God, that's so exciting, man.
They're holding it tight. Yeah.
They're going to announce it 5 hours before first pitch. But listen, Gausman doesn't do that well against the Twins.
No, because they were the team that had the tell on him, right?
Yes, with the split.
The tipping the pitches at some point.
Yes.
But he had a good start in Minnesota, did he not?
I don't think he did.
Because that was part of the Blue Jays' dad and family at Target Field. And I think he started the Friday game of that series.
At Minnesota. Where is it at? Right here. Pull it up. At Minnesota. So his first start against Minnesota, 4.2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs.
Yep, that's not good.
Yeah, that was a bad one. I don't think he started that series, Ave.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. My bad.
Yeah, unless I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I thought there was someone had a big Friday start in that series.
That wasn't him because they just missed him. I remember.
Was it a Barrios start then?
Yes.
Bassett.
It was a Barrios, or I think it was a Bassett one. But Kevin Gausman's only faced the Twins once this year. So and he got lit the fuck up. So that's a little bit of a scary factor. I mean, Kevin Gausman against the Twins in his entire career is 1 for 4 with a 6.35 ERA. Oh no. Oh fuck. I shouldn't have looked at that. I should not have looked at that.
Things are different in the postseason.
You're scaring everyone.
Things are different in the postseason, Abe?
Yeah.
Throw the record books out the window. That's
So Pablo Lopez, let's look at here. He against this current Toronto Blue Jays roster, strikeout rate 21%, walk rate 9.1%. He's giving up an average of 280 and a weight on base average 407. So hasn't been that great against this lineup. The expected stats are better than that, but still.
I'll tell you what I'm not looking forward to is that the Jays are down by 1 going into extra innings. I'm not looking forward to seeing Duran pitch. That's what I'll tell you. The 101-mile-an-hour man. But we got one of those too in the back end.
Do we
got Hicksy boy. 18-inch run Hicksy boy. Right? Yeah, no, this is two very, very even teams, man. Two teams that really rely on pitching. And I guess the Jays are obviously way, way better defensive wise, but this is two teams that are like really, really relying on their pitching staff to be good. And
are you happy with the game slot that they got?
Yes, I love the 4:30 start because then we could just leave work a little bit early, get here, and it's not too late. Like, would it be like best case scenario for it to be 7 o'clock? Sure, but they'll never give the Jays the 7 o'clock game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no,
they'll never give the Jays. I'll tell you what. Fuck it. I want this series to go 3 games. Anyhow, anyway. Give me 3 games.
I just smell like a Texas type series. Remember when we were down 2 and won 3 in a row? I could see that here. Maybe
if Jays win game 1, I'm planning the parade. I'll say it. Because then it'll give me Philly vibes, man. Last year, the Phillies just went into Busch Stadium and beat the fucking brakes off the Cardinals and then never lost again. You know? So let's slay the fucking dragon. But game 2, obviously, Avery, pretty even, man. I mean, Sonny Gray versus Chris Bassitt. Chris Bassitt has looked incredible down the stretch here. Sonny Gray is obviously a really good pitcher as well. I'm giving the edge to Chris Bassitt solely based on the fact that Chris Bassitt he said it after his start on Friday. He's kind of pitching with a chip on his shoulder, right? Or it's Thursday. He's like, last year didn't end how I wanted it to end. Obviously, he didn't pitch well in the wild card game. Didn't pitch well down the stretch for the Mets. He's pitching with a chip on his shoulder, and you saw it. I mean, he came out and put his balls on the table against the Yankees on Thursday. So I have a lot of confidence in Chris Bassitt. And I said this in our group chat, Avery. I don't care how good Jose Barrios has been this year. I'm still kind of scared for a playoff start for him. Like game 3, you know? I know he's good. I will say this, though. I know he's good. But just my dumb brain, like the Tim Mesa effect. I'll just always think that there's going to be a little fucking meltdown happening, you know?
But would like life on the line, it's him or Kikuchi? Who do you want?
Probably him.
I think so too.
Yeah. So I guess that makes sense. I just
got a little flashback in my head of
World Baseball Classic.
No. Just playoff baseball. How quick they pull the starters, and John Schneider just.
Oh,
he's going to be under a microscope.
Yes.
I'm trying to not think about these decisions John Schneider's going to make.
He's going to I feel like we have to accept that he makes 4 wrong decisions in this series so that we can level head ourselves, because he's going to make mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to make mistakes.
Rocco Baldelli to make more mistakes, though.
But what I'm saying is this, though, is like, good positive Johnny here. Let's just fucking dog walk from game 1 to game 2. Let's just sweep the fuck out of them, so it doesn't even matter what John Schneider does. By the way, John Schneider at Petty Cash Saturday. Like, what are we doing here? You're going to fucking Petty Cash?
No.
Yeah, I wasn't there, but I got a little insider after that. I should have went. That would have been hilarious. That picture of me and Schneider would have just broke the internet.
I mean, that's absurd. That's absurd.
Petty Cash is crazy.
So this Minnesota pitching staff's pretty good too, man.
Who do they got on the back end besides Duran, Ave?
Dude, I couldn't even fucking tell you that. I know nothing about the Minnesota Twins. It's not,
which is kind of cool. We're approaching this series like.
Well, I know Jordan Balazovic's on that team.
You do know that
he won't make that roster though. Probably not.
No,
right?
he will not make that roster at all. I mean, these are just like some fucking names that Griffin Jacks.
He's kind of good though.
Yeah, these are Caleb Thielbar, Emilio Pagan. He stinks, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Emilio Pagan's like one of the worst relievers. Remember? We talked about that before the series preview last time we faced him.
Louis Varland. Yeah. Oh my god.
This is a
oh my god. Emilio Pagan turned around his season incredibly. 2.99 ERA, 0.95 WHIP.
I will say this though. We have the edge bullpen wise by a trillion. Like,
so.
If it turns up to be like a 1-1, 2-2 game going into the 6th or 7th, I have more trust in our bullpen holding it down than them trusting Emilio Pagan to give them shutdown innings and Thebar, whatever the fuck his name is. But boys, I'll be honest with you, man. I know this is a little bit on. I am so fucking fired up. Like, I really am. Playoff baseball rocks.
It's a different energy.
If they win this series, man, in my mind, just me knowing the potential. I mean, it's not a potential. We will be going to a wild card playoff or a division series playoff game at the Rogers Center because we got tickets. It gives me chills. I've never been to a division playoff game in my life at the Rogers Center. Obviously, me and Avery last year went to the Guardians Yankees, but it is going to be scenes. Just give me that. I know I was begging just to take me to the playoffs. Just win a series, okay? I think that's what we said last time, actually. Let's not get greedy. Let's just win a series. Yeah. All right? Let's just win a fucking series, huh? Let's just win a series.
But just think about game 1. It's probably not going to be that sunny outside. We get a
Astros Blue Jays.
No. This is Tuesday, 4:40 p.m. Eastern time. George Springer double, Bo ground out to second, Vladdy single. Boys are up 1-0.
And it's just the scenes in the stream. It just gets me going, man. It gets me going, Ave. The stream is going to be must watch this week. Yeah. And speaking about the streaming, where are you out here with Sportsnet producing the games? You like it or you hate it?
No, I got no problems with it, but I, like some people would tweet it, I felt like it was special when we got a national broadcast.
Like a TNT game or like a ABC. Is it ABC?
No.
Not ABC. TBS, not a TNT.
They did that last year, though. They did the same thing last year, right? And we were kind of pissed about that.
But I love we
can
TBS.
Watch the other feeds if we want to.
We can?
Pretty
like MLB on Fox?
So I don't know who carries it there, but Sportsnet definitely does their own.
Yeah.
But we
and
can
MLB.com doesn't play the
yeah, you'll be able to
play the
choose
playoff games. They don't play the playoff games.
Yeah, they don't.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. But no, like Dan Shulman should be calling playoff games.
It's just, do we want to hear Buck with him though?
No, fuck no, we don't want to hear
That's
Buck
what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like that new vibe where it's like it's fucking great when you get the.
It's a shiny new toy.
I
know. Different announcers talk about
so
the team.
Good.
The worst thing about the playoffs, that my biggest gripe is when we have it's like the World Series and we get the MLB Network version of the game instead of Fox on Sportsnet.
Yes.
And Buck like does those games as well. It's like, what? I need to get away from it. It's like, it's just on my PS5. I'll watch the games in my room here, and like I just have Sportsnet on there, and they don't carry the actual games. They carry the MLB Network version of the games, and it is a watered down version of baseball. So excited to see something else. I might try and change how I watch it because I guess I don't have any sound, so it doesn't really matter. But still.
New Swanee body bag. I said to him when he said he bought all the darts and the cigars, I said, I didn't know you were a locker room guy like that. He said, are you shitting me? What a fucking beauty. But the Swanee first appearance is gonna give me chills. The Swanee first appearance, I can't wait to see that.
He just tweeted that it feels good to be home.
Yeah, because that's where he's from, right? He's from that area.
There should be a lot of Jays fans there in Minnesota.
Perfect spot.
Mm-hmm.
Very perfect spot. Hopefully, Blue Jays down family get good tickets. Game 3, obviously Brios, but I don't know who's the Game 3 starter for the Twins. Avery, did you search that up?
Isn't it gonna be Joe Ryan?
Oh yeah, Joe Ryan. Sorry, attaboy JR. Yeah, it's gonna be Joe Ryan going Game 3 against Brios. Fuck, those are 3 tough starters to be going up against, boys. Those aren't easy. I'm excited for the weather. Who's okay? I already said my breakout guy, Varsho. Avery said Chapman. JR, who's your breakout guy?
I think I would have to go Kiermaier. I think like if they're 3 righty starters, I think he has the best shot past 6. to have a series. I think Varsho like is set up to have a good series. Like he should almost be expected. I mean, you're facing the righties. You're going to be in the 6th slot, hopefully. Like you gotta knock him in. But Kiermaier is kind of like that hidden. He's had some great spurts with us all year. I could see him breaking out, and I think if he could have like a couple clutch hits in that spot, he could be huge for the team.
I'll say, I mean, okay, so John Schneider kind of showed his hand on Saturday. If you guys saw, he went Romano inning 8, Hicks inning 9. Do you think that's what it's going to be in the playoffs, Avery?
No.
You think they go? No,
I think he'll just revert to what he knows.
Yeah, just like an old dog doing his old tricks.
Like out of 10, how much does Schneider worry you going into this wild card?
Probably
series?
an 8. To be honest with you,
I almost feel like he can lose the game more than the team can, which is
he's got such an arsenal in the bullpen that you're right. That I feel like I don't even know if he knows how to play the cards.
I'll tell you what though, boys. The guys that are on the hot seat for this series are not the manager, not the pitcher, not the bullpen. It is Vladdy and Bo. These guys haven't been able to do shit in the postseason for the Toronto Blue Jays. Shit. They haven't done anything. I believe they are both hitting. Let me pull up the Vladdy stats in the postseason. Vladdy in the postseason. Why is this not loading, bro?
I guess there was the Make-A-Wish series, right? Against the Tampa.
So Vladdy in the postseason is 2 for 15. Okay, hitting 133. Bo Bichette in the post, like that's supposed to be your 3-hole hitter. Like that's not good. And albeit 2020, obviously he was young, so you got to kind of excuse that a little bit. But between Vladdy and Bo, they are 4 for 31 or 4 for 29 in the playoffs. These are two guys here that are going to have to break out. Like you watch series, you watch teams like the Astros. Altuve shines in the moment. Pena, Bregman, Alvarez, all these big dogs are showing up for these good teams that are World Series contending, World Series winning teams. We haven't had that from our generational guys. Like Springer was decent last year, I'm pretty sure, obviously in that playoff push. But Vladdy and Bo being 4 for 29 combined, that's a red flag in that. And obviously they know that. We all know that. The team knows that. The front office knows that. This has to be a legacy type of series for these two guys. Like we need that signature moment, like a Vladdy home run late in the game, or like a Bo Bichette double late in the game, to just kind of be like, all right, this is the changing of the tides now. Because we saw that, Avery and JR, and like in the Bautista, in the fucking Donaldson era, and the Edwin era, all these guys showed up when it mattered. Like they all had the clutch gene. Obviously, we talked.
That's what happens when you win games as well, though. You get more opportunities to do it, so they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah,
I think.
So I'm expecting a lot from Vladdy and Bo, man. I really am. We can't be having these Vladdy fucking swinging at pitches a million feet out of the zone. We can't be having that. We can't be having that. So I hope he doesn't push, because we've seen Vladdy when he pushes and he swings at a lot of dog shit pitches, goes away from his approach. I hope he doesn't. I'm not really that worried about Bo Bichette. What about you guys? Are you worried? I'm not really worried about Bo Bichette in the playoffs. He's just such a pure hitter that I feel like he'll maneuver his way around.
I'm not worried about any of them. Like it's the runners in scoring position argument. It's happened. Sure, maybe you push a little bit harder because the playoffs, the butthole gets a little tighter. But still, they'll figure it out. Give them more at bats. They're gonna be fucking fine. I hope.
Yeah. I think it's they gotta outplay their 3-4. Like if they don't, then we lose the series, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, it should be simple. You guys are better hitters than their 3-4. You gotta outplay them.
And one thing is, like, now me being more like self-aware with it, you know, like just self-aware and like watching the Blue Jays more religiously. I'm excited to at hopefully some point in this series have that like signature moment where me and Avery on stream could be like, we're gonna remember this in like 15 years. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like the Josh Donaldson slide at home with his helmet comes off and he's just arms up. Like I'm just looking forward to having that moment and just living in it and having it obviously recorded on our faces on stream and being like to Avery, like, this is that moment right there. Like this is something we're gonna remember for a very long time. This is that turning point or whatever. But I
have a mock lineup for the Twins, so we know who's there.
Let's hear.
They have Julian leading off, Polanco playing third.
He's very good, Polanco.
Yep. Royce Lewis DHing, Kepler and right, Correa short, Kirilloff at first, Wallner in left, Christian Vasquez at center, and Michael A. Taylor. Or sorry, Vasquez a catcher. I don't know if I said that. Michael A. Taylor in center field.
Michael A. Taylor's injured though.
That's what this guy has as his
and I thought
game
Lewis
one
was
mock.
hurt.
I also think that they're both injured, or I know, but this
I
is
mean,
what
that team doesn't. That's the
That
funny
doesn't
thing.
scare
It's
me,
just
I know.
a weird It's a weird team that like on paper it doesn't scare. Like I mean, maybe we lose the starting rotation, but like we compete. I mean, I wouldn't say that's a layup for the
I don't even know
Twins.
if we lose starting rotation. The Jays are the
Yeah.
best rotation in baseball, number one
Yeah,
ranked,
I mean, so
right?
what do we really lose? I mean, I think it's gonna really come down to, like you said, Johnny. It's really gonna come down to who can be more clutch and runners on in scoring position.
Yeah, who can
Like,
get that signature hit?
We have the better team on paper.
Vlad.
apparently 3 of the guys are playing in a 9-inning simulated game.
So they're playing injured
okay,
pretty
okay.
much.
Buxton, Lewis, and Carlos Correa are playing a simulated game on an off day.
Oh, so they're playing injured pretty much. Love that. Let them play.
Mhm.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let them play. Dude, it's you know what's gonna happen? And Avery talked about this. Matt Chapman's gonna have a series where we're just like, maybe we should bring him back next year. You know? Maybe we should bring. You know what's crazy
It's
is
gonna be
like,
tough when he's a playoff MVP and they just let him walk.
he has a Jorge Soler type of playoff, and we're
Yeah.
just like, fuck, maybe they should have re-signed him. But the craziest thing that's all getting lost in the shuffle here is that if I would have told you guys in March that Kevin Biggio would be the 5-hole hitter in a playoff lineup, you would fucking punch me in the mouth if I said that in March.
The amount of times we told our buddy to burn his jersey. Now it's like, bring that motherfucker out of the closet. You know,
It's like we be fucking in the Kevin Biggio jersey.
Yeah.
But okay, let's do series prediction here, boys.
We also have listener questions.
Yeah, we'll do listener questions after the series prediction. Because obviously we're going to be recording every single day. Like obviously not tomorrow, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right after the game, we'll be recording. So I'm going to say, do we go reverse jinx, Avery? Or do we just give our actual? I think Jays win this 2-1. I really do. I think they get over the hump, man. I really do, man. This team starting to click. That series in Tropicana really was telling for me. Like just seeing them obviously show up with their backs against the wall after kind of getting embarrassed the week before against the Rangers, obviously. Backs against the wall, must-win games. And they did that in Tropicana against obviously a really good team that wasn't tanking. They were playing to win the American League East. So the other series, I'm not going to put much, obviously, real estate in that. But I will say this, though. I do think this team turns a corner, man. I really do. And maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid because I'm just so fucking fired up for this. But I'm going to say Jays win this series 2-1.
I think the Blue Jays win the series.
Mm-hmm.
I think it takes to game 3 late.
That stream is going to have hundreds of viewers.
Matt Chapman home run.
What about you, JR?
I think they lose the first game.
Fuck, that'd put me in a deep depression. I really want that game 1 win. I really want that game 1 win.
I think they win. I think they lose the first one. I think it's similar to that series they played in Texas in I think it was 2016. But I think they lose the first one and then they win the next 2. They come up and they win the next 2, which I think they would have done at home against Seattle if they won that game. So I think they lose a tight. I think they lose a tight one. I think it's like a 2-1 game.
Should we hedge our happiness at Sports Interaction? I feel like we should. Like I feel like because last year I remember this. I was looking beside JR when the Jays were up 8-1. The Mariners were like plus 6,000. Like I was like I looked at it. I was like, if I put 100 on here, my happiness is getting hedged for like $3,000. Like, should I do this? Like, I really should have. Looking back on it, that would have fucking rocked. But yeah, that's just where we're at. But are you a fan of the hedging your happiness, Avery? Like, I feel like you have to when you're this emotionally invested. You kind of have to. Like, the Jays get an early lead. I hate to say it, everyone. I will be betting the Twins. Jays get an early lead. I will be betting the Twins.
But it never. never feels good when it goes the other side. Even if you win the money, it never feels good.
It really doesn't.
You fucking hate that money sucks.
And you hate yourself for it too. You hate yourself for doing it. You feel like a disgusting bitch for doing it. You really do.
Yourself after something.
You really do. But let's go to listener questions, Dave. By the way, I have a funny story from Saturday. So I forgot to say this. So when I was at Paris, Texas, by the way, Avery, I'll tell you the story of how we got in. It's the most actually you saw it over text. But this guy, this fucking yoked guy, like obviously he's not yoked, but he's like athlete, like really good shape, comes over and he's pointing at me, and I'm looking I'm looking behind me. I'm like, I don't know, is he pointing at me? And then he's like, yeah, you. So me and Alto walk over. He's like, Johnny, what's up, buddy? I was like, what's up, man? I was like, where are you from? Like that's my go-to is like, where are you from? And then what do you do for work? So he's like, oh, I'm from Toronto. I was like, what do you do for work? He's like, oh, I play for the Brewers. I was like, who are you? He's like, I was like, how do you know me? He's like, oh, you're just like, everyone just knows you as the Blue Jays guy. Like we were just all talking at our table about you're the Blue Jays guy. So I was like, what's your name? He's like, oh, it's Troy Black. And then I was like, he was like pumping his tires to me. He's like, not pumping his tires, but he's like, yeah, I was having a decent year this year. Like obviously Donaldson, they signed Donaldson. I was supposed to get called up, but then they signed Donaldson. He got called up. So I didn't really think anything of it.
He's fucking great.
I went back with Alto and looked at his stats. Me and Alto were like, is this guy actually really that good? He hit 284 with 20 nukes in AAA with a 906 OPS. Yeah, I was like,
that guy's fucking really good.
He's the number 4 prospect.
What was he doing?
Me and him were just shooting the shit. Like he's
a Canadian guy.
Yeah, he's from Toronto. He was just mucking it up with me. Him and his boys love me. And we were just having a good time. He's like, yeah, he's like, shoot me a text, like I'll come out with you guys or whatever. He's like, he's electric. But another funny story. So we were beside the front of Paris, Texas, and this massive crew of security guards are like running to like protect someone. And I look behind, it's like, is that fucking Andrew Schultz? Andrew Schultz walking behind. And me and drunk Alto are screaming, Schultzy! And Schultzy stops security, looks at me and Alto and just dabs us up. He's like, what's up, boys? And just runs right through Paris, Texas. And me and Alto were like, did that just fuck? Am I seeing shit? This was at like 1:30 he got there.
That is
you can tell from his haircut, obviously. He has a like half-shaved head or whatever. But what a beauty. I mean, he showed up there so late. It was him and like those TikTok guys. You know those TikTok guys that do the frat ones, they do like the frat, like one of the guys that did that trade thing, like the trade proposal meme that always gets turned to like used.
Oh, are they the ones who do the fake like minor hockey ones too?
No, not that guy. Do you know the guys that pretend like they do the TikTok skits about being at frats and they're like, yo, who do you know here? Like whatever. You know what guys talking about. If I show you a picture, you know he was
probably
with those guys.
For sure. Yeah,
he was with those guys. But yeah, let's go to listener questions. I thought I'd mention that. I totally forgot that. Like
that's fucking crazy.
Andrew Schultz just dapped me and Alto up. That was fucking rock star shit.
A picture would have went nuts.
Well, yeah, I wasn't. I mean, he was just he had literally he might as well have been in like the Pope Mobile.
It's better not to have pictures of some of those things, you know? It's just like, it's funny that happened.
Yeah.
After the full season, was the Varsho for Gurriel Moreno trade the right move?
I genuinely do think it was. Everyone chirps that, by the way. It's like they talk about Moreno like he's fucking Joe Mauer. They talk about him on Twitter like these dumb idiots. He is a good catcher, sure. Obviously. Good prospect, good catcher. He's a ground ball merchant. Okay. And this Jays team desperately needed better defense in the outfield. If we saw last year, obviously. Thank you, Bo. Thank you, Springer.
Lowest ERA in baseball.
So it worked well for both sides, man. Gurriel will probably be gone after this year. I know he had his career high home runs, so he's going to be getting the bag. But I don't know, man. I would do that trade 10 times out of 10 over again. Varsho is so fucking good in the outfield. It's ridiculous. So I wouldn't trade that. I would do that trade 10 times out of 10. I really would.
Jared, you'd do it?
Yeah, I'd do it. I think if we had to redo it, I think if it was a complete redo and we knew what was going to happen, I think you'd trade Kirk, obviously. So, yeah, I would say like Kiermaier and Varsho.
But do you trade Kirk though still? I mean, he is so good defensively as well.
I think though, you look at Jano and he's so solid. I think you could have got a better bat and you could have just went Kirk and got a better bat. Like, I don't know if we needed, technically I mean, technically almost 3 Gold Glovers in the outfield. Did we really need that when looking back, or could we have a left fielder who could fucking rake that could just catch fly balls? You know, like especially since Kiermaier is so good too. Like, if it was Varsho playing center all year, and he was such a rock, I would say it was for sure the right move. But I mean, you can obviously can't predict. I think management did the right. I'll say management did the right thing. That's what I'll say.
What's more likely, Jays winning the World Series or the Braves only losing 5 games to win the World Series?
Wow, that's a great question.
I think the Braves thing.
You think that's more likely?
Yeah.
Really? 5 games?
Yeah. That Braves team is fucking fucked. Okay.
Yes.
They are insane. Whoever they
5
face
games.
in that NLDS, I believe it'd be the Phillies actually, because the Phillies were the first wild card. Pray for that team. That Braves team is fucked.
They're fucking good.
Who's our game?
Tough.
Are you the same, Jerry?
I would probably say the Jays. I think the looking at the AL, I mean, like, fuck, man. Like, am I really that, like, the Orioles are wagon, but they're super young, not much playoff experience, like, type team. Yeah, the Astros are scary, but they haven't looked good all year. So I'd go Jays.
Love that. Our game 3 starter, I think we all kind of said. I know Johnny
or Brios.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Confidence scale 1 to 10 on this team.
10. I'm back in.
9.1.
I'm back in.
I'm getting there. I'm like an 8.
I'm back in. I don't care. This gives me if you know the game of baseball, the Jays are that team that barely got into the playoffs. They won by 1 game. That just like we see it all the time. The wild card team all the time just go like the Phillies last year, barely got into the playoffs, went on a Linsanity run and made it to the World Series.
Mm-hmm.
That's the vibes this team gives me. So that's what I'm telling myself to cope. That's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do either of us or all of us have a lucky item you wear or use during Jays games?
No, I just do Zins or dip.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm superstitious.
No, I might throw the green jersey on for every playoff game.
Oh
though.
Yeah,
see if that can.
Jay's got no hit in that, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. But
hey, if you got to start some sort of rally thing,
rally dart.
Forgot.
Yeah,
rally darts. Shirt off again.
Darts inside for playoff save.
It's gonna take everything we have to figure
it
this
is
out.
everything we have. They lose game 1, we have to booze game 2. That's the only option we have. We have to just treat it like a Friday beers because the Jays
should
were
we
wagon
piss
on
our
Friday
pants
beers.
after a series win?
Oh my god!
Stop! No.
Johnny pissing his pants on the World Series float will be fucking scenes, man.
Yeah,
we better be on a float. I will say this.
That actually would do numbers.
That would do numbers.
What do you think Wes Parsons was doing during the champagne celebration today?
I don't know. I mean, I will say this: the Sportsnet celebrations, it was pretty much softcore porn. They were just showing all the couples like making out and shit in the celebrations. It was insane, absolutely insane.
Yeah, I don't think he was doing much. Didn't pitch well. Who do we think was the most drunk? Pete Walker.
John Schneider was fucked up.
I know they probably had to lock Pete away. Give him his own
I don't know what Schneider was saying to the crowd, but it couldn't have been. He probably was saying, "We'll be back here," which is like, "Shut the fuck up, John. That's your first one. Shut up." Hope you don't say that. But fucking Whit Merrifield was giving alcohol to minors, spraying champagne all over the crowd. That was crazy. But yeah, I think it had to be Pistol Pete. Had to be.
Yeah, it's got to be Pete. They probably have a deal with Sportsnet. It's like, hey, just don't show him.
Yeah, don't show Pete because I didn't see him in that that celebration. I didn't see him.
Don't show the guy.
It's probably just like a Dome thing. Like, don't show him because it's gonna give really bad luck.
Yeah.
Is there any special merch for a World Series win?
We can get that going.
Yeah, we can get that going
easily.
And what was all of our favorite moments, pictures from the clinch party in the locker room? Romano Sigs just fucking hit.
It'll always hit.
So George Springer's in fantastic shape.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize that, dude. He is fucking yoked.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he just has his abs are insane. Good for him.
He is in great shape.
And Varsho too. Varsho was hot. Varsho was looking hot. I tweeted. I was like, Varsho's kind of hot.
He's got that Jeremy Roach build.
Yeah.
Short and stocky, man.
Yeah. Built like a fucking lineman.
Our opinion on the game times, because a lot of people have school and work. I like it better than an earlier one, personally.
That game starts at 1:30 my fucking time.
Yeah. Enjoy that, brother.
At work.
But for us, it's okay. 4:30 is like the perfect time. If
to be honest, that is a perfect Eastern time.
We were talking about what we'd have to do to like get out of work to stream, and I did not want to know what the answer was going to be if we had 1 o'clock game.
Why?
All the time.
I mean, you guys could stream at work, right? Lock your boys up in a room.
They don't have cable.
Oh, that would have been fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
That would have been a blind stream.
I'm just happy whatever. The games are at 4. We don't have to worry about that. So thank God. And then the ALDS games are usually at night anyway, so we're chilling. Or they're at 4. 4 at night, so we're chilling. What's up? Any other questions?
The other one has to do with some other stuff. There's a good question, but we won't answer it now because we are on to the wild card series.
We're on to the wild card series, folks. Next time you'll see us, we will be streaming and then recording right after. Well, now we go. I mean, this is it. This is now it's like everything has to click. There's just nothing left behind. Everything, all the balls on the table, all the cards, everything they do now means something. So I'm excited for it. This team is 2-0 and they've made the playoffs twice during the history of Gate 14. We've never missed a playoff with the Gate 14 podcast. You'd love to see it.
Also never won a playoff game though.
Well, yeah, we don't worry. We won't talk about that. But love you guys, man. Support's been crazy. You haven't seen nothing yet.
This is the most Gate 14 content you'll ever get in a week.
Yep. Wait until the stream, folks. Wait until the fucking stream. Wait until the post-game reaction podcast. It's gonna hit like crack cocaine. Love you guys, man. Let's have a fucking week. Gate 14 forever. Love you guys.